Hey Camp family, Chopper here. Just doing another video. Today we're going to talk about getting campers signed up for our teen weekend, which is a day camp, which will be on the 1st and 2nd of April. There's a little twist to registering for this camp because we will be having campers that are over the age of 18 that may register themselves, and we have campers as young as 14. So there are going to be campers that will be registered by parents as well as the campers as adults by themselves. So I just want to walk through that process since there is a little bit of a difference between the two. So this is the registration page. And for those families who may have registered their child for another camp, you will be signing into your existing account by putting in an email and a password. For those that are signing up for the first time, we do need a first name, last name, email, and a password that's 10 characters in length. And again, if this is a camper signing themselves up who is over the age of 18, you would be able to do this. So I'm going to sign up and create an account for myself. We'll put my name in as Chopper and last name Biker since I ride a Harley. And I'm going to put my email address in as let's do peep100@gmail.com. And again, we need a 10-character password. So I am going to put in a password that is easy enough for me to remember. And I'm going to create an account. And of course, the system here, CampBrain, has a little security. I have to click on things that have a mountain in them. I guess that counts as a mountain or hill. And verify. When you log in, it might be slightly different. I'm not going to save a password. So here we are, our registration page. So I am going to start a new camp application. So if I am, again, this is a landing page that's just going to tell us a little about the steps that are coming in terms of adding household information, camper information, and then selecting the appropriate camp and registering. Videos are going to be found on our YouTube page or our website, and we'll have a link here to get you to those. So I'm going to hit continue. Now, here's where the trick is. So if you are a parent and you are registering a child between the age of 14 and 17.999999, we will want you to add your camper to this list. If you are a camper who is 18 years and older and you are signing yourself up for camp, then this is you, and you can check the box to register for camp. So you'll need to put in a birth date and then proceed with answering some questions. But I'm going to go and do that from adding a camper to the list here. So I'm going to add my child, Maggie. Last name is Biker. And her birthday is in January 15th. And I need to make sure that she is old enough to be attending camp. So I'm going to say that she was born in 2004, which makes her 19. And I will hit continue. And a question is going to pop up. And again, this question persists whether you are an 18-year-old and older signing yourself up, or if you are a parent signing up your child. And that is going to ask the question of whether the camper that is being signed up, and in this case it's Maggie, are they a sibling or are they a patient? And again, our definition of patient is anyone who was diagnosed with cancer in the past or the present, and whether you are on treatment or not, or in full remission. So Maggie actually was a patient. So I'm going to select that she is a patient. But again, if you are a sibling, please select sibling. Press continue. And you're going to see that there is a camp listed here called Teen, Adolescent, Young Adult Weekend, or our TWW. So it's not our winter weekend because it's happening in April, but it is the camp that we're referring to here. Now, because Maggie is over the age of 18 or over the age of 15 in this scenario, we are also able to go to the family camp, but we're going to sign up for the adult weekend camp. So by pressing details, I can see who applies, when this is. Again, this is April 1st and 2nd. It is not an overnight camp. Parents and adults will need to bring themselves to the Chula Vista Elite Training Center down in Chula Vista each of those days. And then there are details about who qualifies for camp. Again, I'm going to add this now to my cart since I am going to apply, getting Maggie signed up for camp. And you'll see that it's over here that Maggie is now requesting to purchase at no cost access to this camp. And I'm now going to press continue. And as you're going to see that there are a number of forms that I need to complete in order to get Maggie registered for this camp. And I know they're required because they have the little red asterisks next to them. So first thing is going to be the household form. Now, again, if you are a parent or a family that has sent a child to camp already, when you click on this household form, all of this information might already be filled in because you've done it in the past. Since this is the first time I am signing up, I need to complete all the details that are, again, asterisked in red. So I'm going to put in a phone number, 555-1212, and this is a cell phone number. Maggie is a female, and I need to put in an address. So 1222 South Road. We live in San Diego, California. And my zip code, let's put in 92121 in the United States of America. If we had a second household that we wanted registered, we want to have to add that information in here. We do have to have one emergency contact. So if Maggie is at camp and something happens, I'm unavailable, I would like them to call Papa Jim. And that is my father. And I am going to give him a phone number, 313. And down here, there's a question asking about authorization to text. We do at times send out text blasts if there is a change, a cancellation, or some sort of reminder. So we do ask that you opt in to receive a text if we send them, which doesn't happen often, but it is definitely something that would be good to check yes on. So I'm going to complete this form. And you'll now see that this household form has been completed. And again, if your family had already filled this information in for a different registration, you would simply verify the data that's there and submit, and we would go to completed. So we're just giving the opportunity to update that. So now let's go look at these two forms. There's a waivers and agreements. So these are our standard waivers and releases. So we have a publicity document. So if we take pictures at our camp session and we want to share them on the internet, if you don't want your children to be in those photos, you would not sign this agreement or just put do not authorize. That way we know. And I am going to just sign all of these waivers just without reading them because I'm trying to save some time. But obviously we'd like you to read them all. We are currently working on a mental health waiver. I didn't have the details for this completed as of the time of this recording, so I'm just going to complete this as is. And we now see that we just still have one more form to complete. So we cannot proceed with registering or completing our registration until all three of these are completed. So I'm going to open this form, and we're going to ask some basic information about the camper that's being signed up. So Maggie is actually an adult medium. Has she ever been to camp before? Yes, she went to camp for 2 years, and she has been at resident oncology camp. If they have gone to other camps, please check the box. We just like to know which camps our campers have gone to in the past. And then we do have a partnership relationship with SomFab, and we do want to know if you've gone to SomFab in the past. And Maggie has not been to SomFab, so I'm going to say no. And then do we have any food, drug, or environmental allergies? I'm going to say yes. Maggie does have an allergic reaction to penicillin. So just, I can't spell, but I'm going to do a quick spell check on that. Do we have any dietary restriction? If you say yes, we ask you to please explain. I'm going to say no because Maggie will eat anything and everything. Now, we do ask a little information about the hero, and we define the hero as the person who has been diagnosed. It may be the camper who is signing up. So if you are the hero, just put yourself there. So Maggie actually is the hero in this case. She was diagnosed in October, and the type of cancer that she was diagnosed with was a mast cell tumor. And she was diagnosed, it was in October of 22. And we do ask for the status of our hero. So there are three options: remission with no active cancer treatment. And then if so, please put the date of remission. If they're in active cancer treatment, please describe for us sort of what the treatment is and what the current stage and grade is of the cancer. And if they may have passed away, if this was a sibling, then please provide the date in which they had passed. Thankfully, Maggie's been in remission, and she has been cured with a single surgery as of November of 22. Now, we are not going to have our campers fill out the very large medical form, but we do have to ask a few questions just for medication purposes. We will have a medical team on staff, and we can assist in giving medications and doing any sort of first aid treatment, triage, anything that we might need to at the camp. But we do ask a couple questions here about any sort of prescription medications, vitamins, or supplements that you may be bringing to camp that day. And if you are bringing any medications, please bring them in their original containers so that way we can verify what they are. They must be turned over to our medical team when you check in each day, and they must not be shared with other campers. So these, again, are very, very tightly controlled. If a camper requires an EpiPen or a breathing inhaler, we do allow those to be on the person, on your camper during the day. That is the only real exception to this. So we do want to ask if you're bringing any meds. The answer to this might be yes, and we would like a detailed explanation of what is being brought and when they'll need to be administered. I'm just going to put no for now. And if your camper will need assistance in the management of those medications, again, we will have the medical team. So if I say yes, then the medical team knows that they'll need to assist in providing any medications. But in this case, I'm going to put no, and we will complete this form. So now at this point, we have completed the 3 required forms, and Maggie is ready to be submitted for completion. So I'm going to hit continue. CampBrain's doing its thing, and it's going to remind us now Maggie is signed up for this camp. Do we want to submit the application? And because we have all 3 forms completed, we can do so. So I'm going to submit her application, and it's going to thank me for completing the application. At this time, the system is sending an email, so you will get an email confirmation, and I can click on details here, and it is telling me that we have signed up for this camp. I've completed all the forms, and it's still doing a little processing on the back end. If I do a refresh, it takes just a moment or two, but then we will have a notification that the processing has been completed and that she has been registered. So now we've refreshed and we see that it is registered. So now there are a few other bits of details that are showing up here. We see a physician's release form, which does not apply to this camp. So this is specifically for day camp, Teen Winter Weekend, Rock, where we do have a physician's form that needs to be signed, nor are we asking for the vaccination card. However, if you are a teenager or an 18 to 25-year-old who is signing themselves up for camp, we do need proof of age, and we do ask you to upload an image of your driver's license, so that way we, or another photo ID with a date on it, so we can verify your age. Again, this camp is restricted to our campers that are 14 to 25, and for those that are signing themselves up that are 18 to 25, we do want to have a picture ID on hand so we can confirm your age. So that is completion of registration. Again, the only difference if you are a 18 to 25-year-old signing up for yourself is that when you selected the person that you're registering for a camp, you'll select yourself. And as a parent, if you are selecting a child to be registered, you need to make sure you add that child if they're not already in the system. And then again, here at the end, if you are over the age of 18, we do need you to upload a photo of your driver's license or another picture ID. Thank you. And as always, if there's any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to help you out with any questions in this registration process.